Hi. So you want to build great, sustaining, long-term, very loving and lasting relationship. I want to talk about obedience, and I want to talk about something more than obedience in relationship. Specifically, the question is raised by one of my really dear customers, and the guy was raised in an Arab country, and he lives in the United States. So his life is a mixture of traditional family values and very modern society. And still, the notion of obedience is in his culture and it is important. And the guy is saying, well, what about husbands and wives? For example, in Arab countries, husbands would like their wives to obey them. And in our culture, it is called serving the man, making the man happy is better definition of this, because we know in our country, in our culture, we know that relationship is a give and take, and the more you give, the more you give to your partner, the happier the partner is, and then the more he gives you back. It's a mirror type of communication. I give you kindness, support, and my time, my love, my service, and then you give me protection. You give me your power. You give me your status. You give me the money that you're making at work, and you buy me nice, beautiful clothes. You make our kids grow, and you educate them. So it's all give and take, and we all give and take in relationship. We can't take it away. And number one thing I would like to specify is that obedience is probably a wrong term, and I would like you, if you are coming from from an Arab country or from, let's say, an Eastern type of culture, I would like you to use the word serve each other instead of obey, because obey has negative connotations in our culture, and it can make women feel uncomfortable or even bad. So let's talk more about it. For example, in Arab countries, they say obey a man means make him a cup of tea, cook, or mail a letter, or maybe do something else. Well, these are small services that we do not call obedience, or we call it helping the man. Well, in our culture, we just naturally cook the food. We make the man cup of tea. If we see that our dear man is working, we can come and ask, would you like some tea? Or if a man say, oh, please, darling, make me a cup of tea, it's not called obeying a man. It's just calling being generally kind to your man and caring about him, because we also know that if he sees me working or doing something and I am involved, busy, he may say the same. So it's interconnection. It's helping each other. Well, I don't know if Arab men make a cup of tea for their wives, but definitely a Ukrainian woman would expect her man to make her a cup of tea if she's sick, for example. Um, for example, in big expensive projects like buying a house or a car, the man, I'm reading the question, the man may have a far vision for the future, different than his wife, who will also say her, or maybe different opinion, but who makes the final decision, the man or the woman? Well, the final decision is made by the person whose the money is. The money belongs to the person who is making the final decision. And if it happens that it's a woman's money and she wants to, for example, she sold her apartment in whatever city of Ukraine, say in Kiev, and then she moved to, let's say, California, and she wants to take that money and buy a property there, then the man advises and the woman spends her money because she makes an investment, and then she will make a final decision. But if this is like an American man who has his money and the woman is choosing, then and they have two equally nice houses, the decision should be made by the man, logically. And usually women compromise with it, and they discuss all pros and cons, but even women say, you are the man, you decide. In our culture, it is about the man who makes the final decision. The man takes the responsibility. In our understanding of relationship, big, important things is the man's responsibility, and we shift this responsibility to him because we believe man can see things clearer, man can see things wider, and it's not about sexism, it's not about any specific chauvinism, it's about the responsibility, it's about taking it. Other things, for example, if a woman wants to buy, for example, a totally naked dress, and the man sees this dress as inappropriate, and she insists on buying it. Well, first of all, why would she need that kind of dress? Usually, we buy that kind of dress, for very specific events that we never go alone. We understand that according to the style, if you are wearing very high heels or a very short skirt, you should be with your man, just logically, because this man protects you. Secondly, often women wear very high heels and very short skirts because they are man wanted. Some would rather never wear those high heels because it's uncomfortable. So if you are going to a special black tie event and you want a woman to wear a very specific dress that is showing a lot of her body because you are confident, because you want to show off with your trophy wife, she may really object to that, thinking her body isn't perfect enough or something else is not going right. If you both agree on that kind of dress, then it will be possible. But women themselves rarely buy that kind of dress. And even I had examples when a woman was buying something and showing it to the guy, and he was telling you, this dress doesn't really fit your figure, or like just something strange, it looks bad on you. Then the woman would bring that dress back. Actually, you have the receipts and you can always return the dress. And that is a separate subject of discussing like clothes and what you like your woman to wear. I had cases when a man wanted a woman to dress in a very short type of clothes, in very short skirts, very high heels, and she wasn't comfortable with it. And some women deliberately change their wardrobe when they get a guy because they start dressing more conservatively because they no longer need to attract a new guy. So probably one day I'll make another video about it, but for now I should say dress is about both of them, depending on the event and where this dress should be worn. And then the general question, do Ukrainian women like to be stubborn? That's my favorite one because it's about the woman personality. It's about her ego. It's about her confidence. It's about something she knows for sure about. And if the woman is stubborn, you can see it right away. She will not compromise with you. She will want her way. She will want things done differently. She will want certain things absolutely opposite from what we're suggesting. And this is becoming very obvious at the beginning of a relationship. So then it's your decision how to deal with it and whether it is your type of woman. Because it's not only about the beauty, it's not only about the, you know, short or long skirt. It's about communication, first of all. Stubborn or not stubborn, some of us are really stubborn. Here's me, okay? I'm a stubborn person, you know, I admit. Some women are very agreeable, so there are very different personalities. But even if I'm stubborn, if I hear arguments like why I can change my opinion about something, I will listen to those arguments. It will take me some time to think maybe it really makes sense, and then if I see that actually there are more benefits from the offered solution than my stubborn opinion, I will take it. So the way to deal with a stubborn person is not confrontation, not "I told you so," blah, 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 blah. No, it's showing arguments, uh, proving your point of view and explaining why you suggested solution is better than what she thinks. This isn't easy, but it really connects people, and it really makes a woman to respect and love her man more, because this is involving intellect, it is involving strong male position, and it is involving the right attitude. Because if you can prove your point without pushing and without being too bossy or too aggressive about it, you're cool. So now dealing with it is really, really delicate matter, but you can do that. Many things in communication are connected to explaining why it is so. It is different in our culture. It is a different way in your culture. And very often, if you would be in Ukraine with your wife, you will hear her telling you, please don't do that. And sometimes she doesn't have enough time to explain you why, because there are people around, because she just says, don't do that, and just obey. And you may agree about this. When you are in your country, in some unknown situation for her, or people around unknown people for her, you may agree, like if you say don't do that, you should stop immediately, and later you will explain. And so then but you should explain why you were not supposed to do that and why you had to stop doing that immediately. Because there are many important things in the culture we might not be aware of. And you are living in this country, and people may think badly of you, or you will cause a needless aggression from others on you, or whatever reason can be. So definitely you will need to specify that, because it is really important for your partner to understand why it is not appropriate in the culture or in this society or in this group of people. Then the person understands these things and doesn't do it again. And it's very important to explain your ground. I suggest to do this because A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z. And then it becomes clear. And my stubbornness has nothing to do with it. It is so. It is done like this in this country. Point. It is also good to involve other members of the society in explaining the woman these things. If you can help her make friends in within, let's say, women of your country, native women, meaning native that were born in this country, they will help they will help your woman understand a lot of different cultural things. Also, women from Ukraine that have been living in your country for an extensive period of time, they are the best in explaining why it is so. They just say, we just don't do that, we do it like this. And if you do it like that, like we do it in Ukraine, you will be stupid. So like, don't do that. So that's the best way to solve this kind of thing. Thank you for watching. I hope this video makes your relationship easier and makes your communication with your beloved woman much more fun and much less stress. And I'll make more videos, of course. Just ask your questions. Thank you.